When we look at the whales in the ocean, in their own domain, living completely in harmony, they are a mirror to humanity. Humanity only needs to spend time watching whales and it will begin to see what it could become.
Bright viewers, welcome to Animal World, our co-inhabitants. On this episode, we once again travel to Australia. Famous as the whale watch capital of the world, Hervey Bay, located in the state of Queensland on Australia's east coast, is a natural haven for the large marine mammals. The sociable whales interact with casual whale watchers, conservationists and scientists in a friendly and playful manner. Trish and Wally Franklin are the founders of the Australian non-profit organisation, the Oceania project, and the couple have devoted themselves wholeheartedly to the conservation and protection of whales, dolphins and the oceans.
Byron Bay is a significant landmark for humpback whales migrating along the east coast of Australia, and also home to Trish and Wally Franklin. In 1988 they founded the Oceania project to raise awareness about whales, dolphins and the oceans, and to undertake expeditions to Hervey Bay in Queensland to study the humpback whales during their annual migration.
Time spent with the whales is always magical.
When the whales are that close and that intensely focused, it's extremely difficult to describe what one is feeling because the moment is timeless. You feel that the moment is going to last forever. And when they've gone, it seems as if it was only an instant.
Whales are cheerful and smart animals, and many are curious about humans. Ms. Franklin shares how these graceful beings like to interact with whale watchers.
It's funny when the whales come and have close encounters with the vessel. They'll keep going under the vessel, back and forward, up and down, you know, to the bow and to the stern. And by the time they've been there for about an hour, all the people on board the vessel are absolutely worn out. And that's often occurred, but when the people then just quieten down and they've got no more energy to keep running back and forward, the whale will slow down and come to where they're resting. So if that's not intelligence, I don't know what is. But once the humans have slowed down, then they'll slow down.
Some of the whales appreciate it if you talk with them.
If you actually have the experience of being out on a vessel in Hervey Bay or anywhere on the ocean, and a whale, which is the largest creature on the planet, comes up to you and basically rolls around and is very gentle or even swims by the side of your ship or whatever, it's quite an awe-inspiring experience to have. They are coming in to be around humans and they absolutely love it. If you talk to them gently, you don't really have to say anything in particular, but just have that sound in your voice that you do really appreciate their closeness and the fact that they're just giving you time.
Part of the mission of the Oceania project is to get people excited about marine conservation by giving them the experience of getting very close to the kind and gentle giants of the sea. Participants not only have a chance to learn many details about the fascinating whales, they also get to expand their heart and merge with nature and her magnificence.
A lot of our audience is global, and we get quite a number of international people coming out with us on the vessel for 3 months. They come out fairly stressed because they've got jobs that they're very stressful, you know, working 9-to-5 jobs and so on. And it's quite life-changing. But I think that the education side of it can sometimes be more personable than giving them a lot of information, giving them the experience of being out there in nature, sleeping on deck under the stars, watching the moon come up and watching the sun come up. It's quite extraordinary. You can't really rehabilitate whales, but you can rehabilitate people, and you can rehabilitate the consciousness of people.
If I had the opportunity of making a single statement to a whale, I think what I would say to that whale is, thank you for being so compassionate towards mankind, and I hope that we learn the lessons quickly enough to ensure that we can travel together into the future.
The song of a whale echoes across the vast expanses of the ocean and into the hearts of their beloved ones. Up next, we'll explore how whales communicate with each other. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television.
Return to your beginnings, they sing. Be at one with the sea. Go in love, go in joy. Take time out to be. All is connected, all is divine. Do your dance of grace. You are part of us, we are part of you. There is no race, just be.
Welcome back to Animal World, Our Co-Inhabitants. Today's show features Trish and Wally Franklin, founders of the Oceania Project, a non-profit organisation that seeks to conserve the oceans and marine mammals, with their current project focusing on documenting the lives of the eastern Australian humpback whales, present in Hervey Bay, which is on the east coast of Australia. Wally Franklin now explains that whales have a very sophisticated way of communicating with each other.
Many species of whales and dolphins have very complex languages. I mentioned the orca whales. We now know that orca whales live in family groups. Sons live the whole of their lives with their mothers. Different clans of orcas have their own sounds. Every individual orca has its own signature whistle. And through long-term observation, scientists watching these orcas have been able to determine the relationships amongst all the whales, and that's how they discovered that the young males stay with their mother all their life.
That is really amazing. There's differences between the different whales as well, like the way the orcas communicate, the way the humpbacks communicate. Can you tell us a little bit about exactly how they do that?
These whales have a very complex set of sounds, which in effect is language. Similarly with dolphins, it's now known that dolphins use signature whistles. They call each other by name using their whistles. Dolphins and the other toothed whales also have very sophisticated sonar where they can actually view with sound. And then you have the sperm whales. Sperm whales make these very large clicking noises, and there's now scientific evidence that these whales live in clans, and each of these clans have their own set of sounds, and they are able to communicate with each other.
The humpbacks sing beautiful songs of the sea.
Humpbacks are actually making complex conscious songs that are compositions, and these sounds they use to communicate with each other over vast distances. It's not the physics of the humpback song as such, or the strength of the sound that's emitted. We know that under certain circumstances they can actually hear each other across vast ocean bases. It's hypothesized, for example, that all humpbacks in the Pacific can, under certain circumstances, hear each other. Now, this is quite amazing. And yet we still don't know how to communicate with them. Here are these amazing creatures who are as complex as we are, living in the oceans next to us, living on the land, and we have in front of us the wonderful opportunity to figure out how to communicate with each other, and maybe there's lots of things they have to tell us about how to live sustainably with the planet, because that's what they've been doing for millions of years.
Each year during the winter, the humpback whales migrate from Antarctica to the warm tropical waters for calving. They arrive in Hervey Bay in late July and remain there for almost 4 months, after which they begin their journey back south. During recent years, this natural migration pattern has been greatly disturbed by human activities along the coastline.
For example, in Western Australia, there's been quite a lot of development of offshore oil drilling platforms, and colleagues of ours are studying the humpbacks in and around those platforms, and there is some evidence emerging that the whales are beginning to shift up and down the coast in response to the presence of those platforms and presumably the sounds that are associated with them, such as seismic drilling.
Mr. Franklin further explains how noise pollution affects whales.
Blue whales operate at a very low frequency and they can hear each other over vast distances. Individuals communicate with other individuals, and from quite different parts of the North Atlantic, for example, 2 blue whales can find each other, possibly for mating purposes. Over the last 50 years, the amount of space over which they can hear each other without interference has diminished from a very large area of the North Atlantic to a very small area within the North Atlantic. So ambient background noise from human shipping and from such things as seismic drilling is actually affecting the sound sphere of these whales and may have an impact upon their normal activities of mixing and breeding with each other.
The splendid marine mammals have something they would like humanity to know.
The whales and dolphins have messages for us. We need to realise that we're a part of life on this planet, and all life is connected, and all life needs to coexist and work together. And all life needs to find a way of existing with its environment in a way that doesn't destroy the environment. And the whales and dolphins provide us a good model and a good source for that message.
Finally, the Franklins would like to convey their respects to Supreme Master Ching Hai and thank her for her guidance of Supreme Master Television.
Thank you, Supreme Master, for the work you're doing and making it possible for more people to become connected through this amazing communication system that she set up. So our thanks to her for her work.
We thank Trish and Wally Franklin for their passion in promoting the preservation and protection of our magnificent and noble marine mammal friends. May the Oceania project touch many more lives and awaken humanity to the fact that truly wondrous life exists in the sea. Earth-caring viewers, thank you for your company today on Animal World, Our Co-Inhabitants. Up next is enlightening entertainment, following noteworthy news. May we love and respect all of heaven's creations.
For more details, please see www.suprememastertv.com/AW.